Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Sally Pinto and I'm from the Yonkers Newark neighborhood naturally occurring retirement community. We launched back in January of 2020 and we're here to serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We have lots of fun programs and activities, and we also have a lot of resources for you as well. Our programs include meditation chair yoga, body mind fitness, bingo, and any other programs that you might be interested, like arts and gardening. We have our resource specialist, Alexa Smith, who can help you with finding services and activities out there for you, as well as our nurse, Barbara Simone, who can help answer your health-related questions. We're here for you, we're here for our community, and we look forward to seeing you in our programs. Enjoy.
Hello, everybody. I'm Alexa Smith, the resource specialist with the Yonkers Newark. I'm here to help with application assistance, referrals for home delivered meals, and transportation services will be coming soon. We also offer Zoom activities and Zoom programs. And if you have any other questions or concerns, I'm here to help. Thank you so much and enjoy the program.
Welcome. I'm Barbara Simone, registered nurse. I recently retired from Westchester County's Health Department as a public health nurse. I am now here to try to assist you with any medical or preventive care issues. Enjoy this program, and I'm looking forward to working with you.
Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and sit up nice and tall, elongate our spine. Think of that marionette string. Okay, it's active work to sit up here, right? From there, we're going to start with, we're going to start from the neck down. What we're going to do today is I'm going to give you, let me demo once for one rep, and then we'll go ahead and we'll do it all together. So I'm sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to look in one direction. I'm going to bring it back to center. And then I'm going to look up and back to center. And then the other direction, back to center, and then down and back to center. Okay, so we're going to get all four sides here, always coming back to center in between. We're going to do that for 5 repetitions. 1 repetition is all 4 directions here. Okay, so here we go, nice and tall. We're going to look to one direction and then back to center. Look over the other shoulder and back to center. And we're going to look up to the ceiling and back to center, and then down to the floor. And back to center. That's 1. Okay, here we go again. Side, center, other side, center, up, center, and down, center. That's 2. Again, side, center, sitting up nice and tall, so other side, center, up, center, and down, center. That's 3. Again, side, center, other side, center, up, center, and down, center. Good. We have one more. Side, center, other side, center, up, center, and down, center. Good. From here, go ahead and round the back out here, okay? And then just pull it back up, get back into that marionette string holding you up here. We're going to do shoulder rolls forward for 5. So here we go. We're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now let's roll them back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. From here, let's go ahead. We're still sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to put my hands on my knees. Okay. I'm slightly towards the edge of my chair here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to round my back. I'm going to tuck my chin, keeping my hands on my knees for support. And then I'm going to exhale and I'm going to elongate and stretch and lengthen through the spine and look up. And then exhale, round it down, tuck the chin, stretch out the spine, feel that stretch. And then inhale, bring it all up, elongate, feel the space between the vertebrae, looking up slightly. And then exhale, tuck it all in again. And then inhale, lift it all up again. And come back to center. Okay, we're gonna do our shoulder rolls one more time. This time, if you want, you can add some arm circles here. If this is too challenging, if it gives you pain in the front or side of your shoulders, keep with just the shoulder rolls with the fingertips facing the floor, okay? Otherwise, let's roll for forward with a straighter arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Shake it out. We're going to do 3 more. These are called seated cat-cows, where we roll and tuck. Okay. Or feel that stretch through the back here, and then exhale. Lift it all up. Inhale. Roll it down. Feel the stretch. Enjoy it. And then exhale. Lift it all up. Lengthen. 1 more. Inhale. Roll it. Tuck the chin. And exhale. Lift it all up. Good. Okay, from here, we are going to do a little bit of the back of the shoulder here, and we're going to do some T-flies. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and bring a 90-degree bend in our elbow here, and we're going to bring our arms forward. I'm always sitting nice and active through my core here. Okay, spine is elongated. And remember, when we do these T-flies, we're working the back of the shoulder. So I want you to think about squeezing and engaging the back of the shoulder. Okay, so right here, squeeze. All right, bring it together. 2, good. 3, these are great for posture. 4, 5, sitting up tall, we're gonna go to 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Rest. Okay, so you should really feel that in that upper back area behind the shoulder blades. That's the area that we're working and contracting right now. Okay. All right. So what we're going to pair that with is we're going to go ahead. We're still going to be at a 90-degree bend in our elbow, but my fingertips are coming straight out because we're going to do some external rotation here. Okay. So I'm starting. I'll show you from the side here. I'm starting right here. Right, and I'm going to finish through my range of motion. If your range of motion is right here, that's okay. You know, don't force it back if it's not ready to go there. Again, these through consistency, you will get yourself through a wider range of motion. Okay, so again, elongated through the spine. Okay, my elbows are out shoulder height. I've got a 90-degree bend in the elbow, and we're going to exhale and lift those knuckles back behind us. And 2. 3, we're going to go for 10 if you can. 4, if it becomes too much, you can go ahead and rest. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, good. Drop it down, shake it out. It should feel like a little tiresome, keeping your arms up like that. We're going to go back to our T-fly again. So we have that bent elbow, okay? Still sitting up nice and tall. We're going to go ahead and pull back, squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, that feels like work. You guys feeling that? And 10. Good. Go ahead, shake it out. Okay. All right, shake it out. We're going to go back to one more set of our external rotations. Okay. So nice and tall through the spine. We're going to bring those arms back up. Okay. The elbows come out to shoulder height. I've got that 90-degree bend, and I'm going to pull those knuckles back to face the ceiling behind me. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, feels like work, 8, 9, and 10. Relax them out, shake them out, okay? Those ones are tough. Okay, so next we are going to go into some bicep curls, and we are also going to go into some tricep extensions. So our bicep curls, we're gonna come together here, all right? So we're bending through the elbow joint, right? And remember, if you have a light pair of dumbbells, this is where you can pick them up and you can use them, or if you don't have that, you know, you're just telling this muscle right here in the front of the arm. When you're pulling right here, you're saying squeeze, right? Okay, you're telling it to contract, okay? All right, so again, nice and tall like always here. We're gonna go ahead and do 10 reps of bicep curls. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Shake it out. We're going to pair that with the back of the arm now, the tricep. Okay. And remember, I like to show from the side view. You're kind of leaning forward slightly, and you're squeezing. When I'm extended like this, you're really telling this part of the arm squeeze. Okay. Again, you can hold a light pair of dumbbells here. All right. So we're sitting up, and then you're just going to lean forward slightly. You're going to tuck those elbows close to the rib cage here. My knuckles are facing out to the side, and we're going to go ahead and extend and squeeze. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Sit it up. We're going to do our biceps again. Okay. Nice and long. Sitting up straight now. Here we go with our biceps. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay. Lean it forward slightly here. Okay. Tuck the elbows into the rib cage, knuckles out to the side, back to our triceps. Ready? Elongate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Go ahead and bring it all on up. We are going to go into snow angels here, but we're going to start with just our right here at 90 through the shoulder, just shoulder height here. Okay. So when we go to our next set where we go all the way overhead, if that is just too much intensity for your shoulders, you're going to keep it right here. Okay. Or even here if it's a little bit lower. All right. So sitting up nice and tall, we're just coming up to shoulder height right now. My knuckles are facing behind me. Okay, here we go. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now we're going to go into front raises. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up all the way overhead here. Or I'm sorry, we're going to start right here over at shoulder height here. Okay, second set, we're going overhead if you can. Okay, so right here, we're going to front raise up. My knuckles are up towards the ceiling. 1, 2, sitting up nice and tall. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Take a moment here, put those hands on the knees. Let's go ahead and round our spine, okay? Tuck that chin, feel that stretch through the back. And then go ahead and exhale and lift it all up. Let's do that one more time. Round and tuck it down. And then exhale, lift it up. Good. All right, so we're gonna go back to that first. We're gonna go into the lateral raise, but now we're doing our snow angel. Okay, so if you can, you're gonna come all the way up and down for 10. And if not, you can stay here at that shoulder height. Ready? Knuckles are facing back, sitting up tall. Let's begin. 1, 2. I want you to visualize your scapula, your shoulder blades right now. 3, and think about how they're moving in your body right here to create this movement pattern. 4. All right, that's the area that we're really working on right now. 5, so that's where your mind should be focused. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, relax that out. Okay, go ahead and give me one round the back here. Tuck the chin, and then exhale, lift it up, and then come back to center, nice and tall. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go into an overhead front raise. Those knuckles can be facing either side of us here, okay? And if it's too much to come all the way up overhead, you're gonna stay with your knuckles facing up to right here, okay? Here we go for 10 reps. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, halfway, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. Good, go ahead, shake that out. All right, go ahead, again here, hands on the knees, round that spine, tuck the chin, and then exhale, lift it all up, elongate, and then come back to center. Okay, now we're gonna do some, toe touches, some forward fold toe touches, and we're gonna pair that with our thoracic twist. Okay, so for our first exercise, we're gonna go ahead and lift up. Then we're gonna exhale and we're gonna roll it down, trying to go towards our toes. It's okay if your hands don't touch your toes. Rounding and feeling that stretch to the lower back, okay? And then from here, we're gently going to come up. Let's come up 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sitting up nice and tall at the end. Here we go again. We're gonna do 5 of these total. That was 1. Arms up, exhale, fold it down. Tuck the chin, feel a stretch, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back up to center. That's 2. Here we go again. Inhale up, exhale, fold it down. Wherever that range of motion is for you, tuck the chin, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Back to center, sitting up nice and tall. Here we go. Lift it up. Fold it forward. Exhale. Gently. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. One more. Here we go. We're going to lift it up. And then exhale. Gently roll up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and shake that out. Okay. We're sitting towards the edge of our seat here. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cross our arms, across our body so that our opposite hand is on opposite shoulder. Okay. I'm sitting up nice and tall, and on an exhale, I'm gonna twist and look behind the shoulder, and then come back to center. And now the other side. And back to center. Again. Center, twist, center, twist, center, twist, center, twist, center, twist, center. One more each side. Twist, center, and twist, center. Good. Relax it out. The next thing we're going to do here is we're going to take our palms. Okay, you can either have the palms on the small of your back, or you can have your knuckles on the small of your back. It just depends on what feels more comfortable right here on you. Okay. Palms is going to give you a little bit of a deeper stretch, but if that's too hard, you might find that just using your knuckles is better. You're putting your hands there on the lower back, okay, and you're kind of reaching up. All right, and almost think of like elongating, lengthening. You know, your head doesn't have to be looking up. You just want to think of that heart to ceiling and really stretching here, using your hands to support the small of your back. All right, just holding that stretch. You should feel it through your back. You should also feel it through the front of your shoulders here a little bit. And then release it, okay? We're gonna go back to a thoracic twist, and then we're gonna do that stretch one more time. Okay, so back to the arms crossed over. We're gonna twist and look over one shoulder, center, other shoulder, center. Again, 2, center, and 2. Center, 3, center, and 3, center, 4, center, and 4, center, 5, center, and 5, center, and relax, okay? So now we're gonna go ahead and take our palms or our knuckles, whatever's more comfortable on our shoulder here. All right, we're gonna put it on the small of our back, and we're gonna lift our heart to ceiling, elongating through that spine. Visualize the vertebrae lengthening and opening up in your spine, right? And kind of pulling those elbows back a little bit so that you feel that stretch through the shoulders and the front of the chest. Your head does not have to be up. I think you guys know right now, sometimes that bothers my neck, so I have to look forward. So don't, put your head where it feels comfortable, okay? As long as we're just kind of reaching that heart towards ceiling, that chest towards ceiling, we're in good shape. And relax. Okay, so from here, let's go into a leg extensions and ankle rolls. Okay, so again, I'm on the edge of the chair here. We're going to start to work on our quadriceps here by having a flex foot and extending and putting focus and thought into the front top of the leg here. Okay, we're going to alternate for 20 total. That's 10 reps per side. If that ends up being too much, take a little rest. It's okay. All right, so here we go. We're going to flex that foot and extend and tell that muscle to squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good, okay? From here, we're gonna go ahead and extend one leg forward, and it can be lower, it doesn't have to be up high here or anything like that. We're just gonna roll our ankle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's reverse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, put that down. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Extend that leg, roll it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and bring it back. Okay, we're going to do another set just like that. So we're starting with those leg extensions. Okay, so we're going to extend that leg long. Okay, squeeze that quadricep, that muscle on the top, and flex that foot. That's 1, 2, 3. Staying focused on what your body's doing. 4. Right, you got to stay present. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're halfway. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. So this time when we work on the ankles, we're going to flex and point. Okay. So 1 flex and 1 point is 1. We're going to do 5 reps on each leg. So here we go. We're going to extend and lengthen it out. We're going to flex the foot and now point it. 2, 3, 4, 1 more, and 5. Good. Put that foot back. Coming over to the other one, extend it out. We're going to flex, point. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Bring it back. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is some hip circles and some abductor flies. So with our hip circles, I'm sitting up nice and tall. I'm on the edge of my chair, all right? And from the seated position, we're really trying to just make a big, nice circle with our body here, okay? We're gonna do 5 one direction, and then we're gonna switch the direction to the other. Now, you can do these standing too, okay? So standing, you would kind of use the lower half a little bit more, okay? Lower half here, and you're kind of just circling around, almost like you're hula hooping in slow motion from a side view to right there, okay? So bending forward and then back. All right, so we're gonna do 5 one direction, 5 the other. I'm gonna do it from the seated position here, okay? So here we go. I'm at the edge of my chair. I'm sitting up tall, and we're gonna roll it forward and around. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Let's reverse it. 5, 4. It's kind of fun. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so what we're pairing that one with is our abductor flies here, where we're coming out, we're trying to strengthen the side, the glute medius. Again, this helps with balance and stability within the body, you know, walking and whatnot. So feet are at a 90, the knees are at a 90-degree bend. Okay, if you want, you can add some extra resistance by putting your palms on either side of the knee and just kind of pressing into the sides as you're trying to push your knees out. Okay, and you don't have to do that if it's enough for you to just work on that mobility without it. Okay, we're going to do 10 repetitions. You're rolling out onto the side of your the sides of your feet here. Okay, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, and think about right here. 3 on the sides of your hips. Okay, 4, that's your glute medius, that's the side of your glute. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Relax. We're going to go back to our hip circles here. You can be standing or seated. 5 one way and then 5 the other. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2. Got to stay nice and lengthened through the spine. 3, 4, and 5. Now reverse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, sitting up nice and tall. Hands, optional hands on the side of the knees. Let's go back to those abductor flies, rolling out on the sides of our feet. Here we go. 1. Again, think right here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right. Moving right along, we're going to go into marches, and we are going to go into sit to stand. Okay. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and march for 20. Okay, you can do the standing. Remember that opposite hand and foot pattern. Okay, for our cognitive health. All right. We're sitting on the edge of our chair here. We're going to do 10 per side or standing. Okay, ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good. Okay, so from here, sit to stand. Remember, this is going to, you can put your hands here, you can put your hands here, you can hold on to the sides of your chair to stand up. Okay, we're just basically sitting all the way down and standing all the way up. I'm doing 10 repetitions. Please feel free to do how many work for you. If 10 is too many, don't try to force yourself to go too quickly and do all 10 if it just feels like too much for your body. With that being said, again, your alternative right here is you're just lifting your glutes, your backside up off the chair and lowering down. You're holding on to the side. If standing all the way up is just too much to do, you're just working on lifting up and hovering over the seat and then sitting back down. And you might have handles on the side of your chair, and that's probably even a little easier if you do, okay, to help you there because it's up a little higher. All right, so here we go. I'm going to put my hands across my chest today, just like this, okay? I'm going to go ahead and drive it up and then sit it down. Again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, rest here. We're going to go back to our seated or standing march. Okay, so just take a breather here. If you need to get a drink real quick, you can go ahead and do that. And then we're going to go back to that opposite hand and foot pattern. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's get ready. 10 per side. Ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good. All right, we're going to get ready for our second set of sit to stand. Okay, so place your arms where you feel most comfortable, whether you need them for assistance to get up, or if you want to bring them out in front of you, or just to your sides. Okay, you do what works best for you here. We're going to go ahead and stand it up, and then sit it down. Again, 2, and down. 3, and down. 4, and down. 5, and down. 6, and down. 7, down. 8, down, 9, down, and 10, and down. Good. Okay, relax here. You can go ahead and get another drink if you want to. We are going to move on to some static stretches here. We're halfway done. And let's start with, we're going to go from the lower end back up, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is a calf stretch here, okay, and a little bit of a ham stretch. So I'm sitting on the edge of my chair here, and I'm going to lean it forward slightly. Okay, I'm going to flex my foot. You may not be able to reach your foot. That's okay. You're just leaning here. You can even like kind of wiggle your foot here to see if you feel the stretch to the front and back of your calf and shin here. Let me show you what that looks like from a side view here. Okay. So basically, this is what I'm doing. I'm kind of see how I'm like closer to the edge of the chair, right? And I'm just leaning forward. This is where if you have a strap or something like a robe belt or something like that, you could hold on to that here. And we're just holding and stretching. Sometimes I feel it more if I go ahead and flex, point my toe and then flex it again. I kind of feel the stretch work a little bit more. And just breathing. All right, then let's come up. Let's even out and get the other side. Okay, so I'm going to extend the opposite leg straight. The other leg is bent, and I'm going to lean forward into it. I'm trying to think of my calf and my hamstring here. All right, and again, like I said, I'm flexed right now. I might point my toe a little bit and then bring it back into a flex. Be careful. You don't want to try to do it so hard that you might get a cramp or anything like that. And if you do, just let it work itself through. Don't try to keep on stretching through it. Maybe one more point here, and then flex. And then bring it up, okay? So moving on, let's go into our hip flexor stretch, my favorite one. You guys know this, you're with me every Tuesday here. All right, so I'm at the edge of my chair again. I'm extending one leg long, okay? I'm leaning forward to it. That angle might be, you know, I mean, kind of feel, where do you feel that stretch the best? You should feel right through here, okay? So, and maybe through here. All right, so just kind of figure out where you feel that best. And breathe, try to relax into it. And then gently come up out of that. All right, slowly bring that leg in. All right, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Sometimes after these stretches feel like a nice, like blood flow through that area that you're stretching. Okay, so now I'm extending and lengthening through the leg that I plan on stretching. I'm looking to feel that stretch somewhere in this area here. All right. We're often tight there from sitting a lot. We all, you know, it's just our nature. Nice big inhales and exhale here. A few more seconds. And then gently come on out of that. All right, just stretch the inside, the groin, the hip flexor. We're going to do the outside now. So we're going to go ahead and you're going to cross one leg over. Okay, I'm going to take the knee that's the leg that's crossed. I'm going to take that opposite hand. I'm going to grab onto the outside of that knee. I'm going to try to look around the back side here. Okay, so I'm trying to feel. I'm going to feel that stretch through my thoracic back. I'm also trying to feel that through the outside of my hip here. On the knee that's crossed over. And again, just breathe, try to relax into it, right? You're not forcing yourself, you're just trying to relax. Good, and gently come out of that side. Okay, you're gonna go ahead and cross over the other leg. Okay, now I'm gonna take that opposite arm. I'm gonna grab on the outside of that knee that's crossed over, and I'm gonna look behind the opposite side, the opposite shoulder. Feel that stretch. You're gonna feel that through your back. right? Because we're twisting here. And I also want you to try to focus on the outside of that hip. Okay, and bring it all back to center, all right? So from here, let's go into the shoulders, and we're gonna get the back of the shoulder first. So we're gonna cross the arm over, all right? And I'm gonna hold on to it with my opposite hand. And I'm thinking of stretching the shoulder in the back. Okay, so this area back here is where I'm thinking of stretching. Okay, I'm sitting up nice and tall. Deep breath. Now we're getting the back of the shoulder. And let's go ahead and do that on the other arm. Okay, even out. All right, so I'm crossing that over. And you might find you really feel it more on one side than the other with all of these stretches when they're single limb like that. We all have a certain amount of imbalances in the body, and that's normal and natural. Feel, oh, I'm tighter on this side, not so much on this side. That's just, you know, it's very normal. Breathe. Good. All right. So now we just got the back of the shoulders. Let's get the underneath of the shoulder here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our lateral bend. Okay. And I'm going to lean up. Those fingertips are towards the ceiling and where the wall meet. Right. I'm trying to go up there. If you want to intensify this stretch, you can grab your wrist with the opposite arm and pull it up gently towards where the wall and the ceiling meet. Okay. And you'll feel that stretch. You should feel it running through the whole side of the body. It should feel nice. Okay. It should feel. And just breathe. Good. Let's come out of that. Okay. We're going to do the same thing on the other side here. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and take that arm, bend and reach. Okay. To where the wall and the ceiling meet. You can either stay right here if this is intense enough for you, or if you want to add a little bit extra to it, you're going to go ahead and grab onto that wrist and pull those fingers, that wrist up towards where the wall and the ceiling meet. And breathe. And gently come out of that. Okay, so we stretch the back of the shoulder, underneath the shoulder. Let's stretch up on top of the shoulder here. So we're going to press down with one hand and gently pull on the head here. You feel nice, deep stretch through the neck here. And again, just breathing. I love this one. Good. And then gently coming out of that, we're going to even out, get the other side. So I'm going to press down with the straight arm and then gently pull on the side of the head to feel that stretch all through the side of the neck here. Good, and then gently come out of that. Okay, so far we've gotten the back of the shoulder, the underneath of the shoulder. We've gotten the top of the shoulder. So let's get the front of the shoulder now. Okay, so we're going to do that by putting our fingertips on our back here. Okay, and we're lifting our heart to ceiling. If the fingertips are too much, again, do the knuckles. This time we're going to hold it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and lift the heart to ceiling. Put your head wherever it's comfortable, pulling those shoulder blades together, kind of pulling those elbows back so that you feel this across the front of your chest and your shoulders here, okay? Again, that you do not have to be looking up at the ceiling. That may be a lot of pressure on your neck, so just have your gaze forward if need be. You're just kind of pulling those shoulder blades back to feel that stretch. A few more breaths. And good, relax. All right, let's go ahead. Let's just roll those wrists down real quick. All right, roll them out. Open and close the hands. All right, kind of, do each finger here. And then let's go ahead and inhale it up. And exhale, palms to heart. And again, inhale up, big cleansing breath. Exhale out. And one more. Palms to heart. And exhale out. All right, guys, that was today's class. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm always here to answer anything, the best I can.
All right, Coach. So we have a few comments private chatted to me. Somebody asked me to ask you what you feel is the best exercise for your thigh. Like if someone feels like they want to strengthen their thighs.
If they want to strengthen their thighs. So yeah, there's a couple different exercises that I would suggest for that, just because there's different parts of the thigh.
Yeah.
One of them is definitely for the top of the thigh. You can do these quadricep leg extensions here. If you want to get a little more out of it, opposed to alternating. Alternating is a great choice. There's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you might get a little more intensity and tension on the muscle if you stick to all one side. So for the top of the thigh, here, I'm sitting at the edge of my chair and I'm going to do repetitions all on one leg. Okay? And it just keeps a little more tension on the muscle. All right? So you can say, let me do 10 repetitions and keep that foot flexed, because when the foot's flexed, that's going to help you contract the muscle on the top. Because it's about the muscle contraction. So keep the foot flexed. Do 10 repetitions on one side, okay? And then 10 repetitions on the other. And then you can do about 3 sets. So all in all, you'll get like 30 leg extensions, per set. And you can rest in between your sets, okay? Also, if you're able to, trying to think of the best way to, the outer thigh and inner thigh exercises are great. You could always just stick with the abduction if it's hard to do the next one I'm about ready to show you. Okay, you can always stick right here, all right? If you're able to do a little bit more, if you can stand behind the back of the chair, okay, full stability here. Both my hands are just on here. Okay, and I'll show you from this direction and another direction too. I'm doing like side leg raises here, okay? So my foot is flexed, and what you're doing is you're working like this whole area of your thigh right through here, okay? And you're also working your glute med, which again goes back to that whole balance factor, that stability factor. The stronger that is, the better, the less likely it is you're going to, have issues walking and falling and things like that, okay? So this is what that exercise looks like from the side. I'm holding on to this, all right? I've got full balance on the back of the chair here, and I'm just lifting. And it doesn't have to be really high, okay? It's all about just kind of staying connected and trying to tell this part of your body to contract. It's a lot of mindfulness. It's a lot of saying, okay, when I'm looking up here, I'm just telling that part of my body, squeeze. I'm connecting to it, squeeze, okay? And you can return your foot back down to the ground between every single rep, okay? You don't have to, if you're able to crank it up a notch and you want to keep that foot off the ground, you could do that too. But you don't want to compromise your safety or your stability, right? So if you need to take it back down to the floor between every rep, I would suggest doing these outer thigh leg lifts, okay? So I think that's a really good starting point. If you do the quadricep one, the seated quadricep, okay, do sets of that. And the same thing here, you could do 2 to 3 sets of 10 reps here, okay? And then the last thing I'll say about that, if the standing is just too hard, again, I feel like I should make a routine like a morning bed workout, like before you get out of bed, it's like, oh, what can I do before I get out of bed, right? Because if it's too hard to get down on the floor, because you have to worry about getting back up, consider in your bed. This is ultimately the same exercise right here that I just showed you standing. Okay, I'm lying down. You can put a pillow right here so that your head doesn't feel like it's, your neck feels like it's too crooked here, and you can do side leg lifts. Okay, same thing, 3 sets of 10. So if it's too hard to get up and down on the floor, consider doing that from your bed so that it's easier to get up when you're done. So hopefully that will help. They are great thigh exercises. They're ones that, honestly, those side leg lifts, I do them 2 to 3 times a week. I do them a lot myself. So I usually do mine laying down. I sometimes do mine standing. It just depends on the workout. But I definitely encourage you try those.
All right, that was really great. We also have another question. I know it's like a lot of questions this morning. Somebody said that they feel like from their wrist to their elbow on the inside is weak. How, like, because I don't know, like, what exercise works what, but how would they strengthen that? I mean, I guess that's 2 muscles, right? Because the muscles kind of cord and come around.
Yeah, through here, through the forearm, that's a lot of grip work. So honestly, some good exercises are if you have like a squishy ball or something. I'm trying to think of like something like a
Yeah, we
foam
do
ball.
melt. We do the melt. So take your melt ball. That's perfect. Yes.
Yeah, take something like that, okay? And you're gonna do like squeezes, okay? And that actually works all these muscles through here, okay? So those squeezes, okay? Even if you take like maybe a gallon of milk, a gallon of water or something like that, right? And you're holding them in your hands, or a pair of dumbbells, and you're holding them in your hands for a little bit. Just to the grip, just from not even doing anything, but just holding them is another way. You just want to make sure you're not like this when you're holding them. You want to make sure you're sitting up nice and tall, okay? But I would say first and foremost, probably the easiest one is if you have a sponge or something squeezy, do these hand squeezes, okay? And then, you can do some stretches as well, okay? So stretch them out, those palms facing away from you here. I was going to stretch out and then strengthen with the squeezes, okay? I think that's probably a good starting point. And then, or you could do like, see this too? You wouldn't even need to hold anything in your hands. Show you from the side. You just kind of, all right? That's giving you some flexion and extension. So you're working those muscles just by doing that as well. You should be able to feel, I can feel that just from doing a few reps. I can feel right through here. I can feel that working. So some flexion and extension, and then some squeezes. All right, try that.
That's awesome. All right, and the last question that somebody asked is that they feel like they're not having good toe grip when they're walking. Like they don't feel good on their toes. Is there a toe exercise that you can recommend?
So good on their toes. I feel like
like when you, I know it's a different question, but maybe something like just to stabilize the toes or strengthen the toes so that they feel like.
Yeah, I'm trying to feel that.
You can always give it next time. You can always give it next time.
And yeah, you know what? I mean, honestly, because sometimes the source, what I do want to say, and I can come back with something a little bit more next week. I've got something to say about it right now. That is sometimes the source. Or that, where you feel the symptom is not necessarily the source, right? So I think if it's like you're feeling like your toes not really connecting to the ground, it might be a little bit of weakness through your glutes, okay? So even though it's kind of manifesting down here, it could be, the source could be from a different spot. So this is, again, where I go back to exercises like your glute med right here, okay, working the sides of your glutes from a standing position. That's right here. That's even your side leg lifts, as well as your glute bridges. And I've showed you this one before. Pelvic Tuck and glute bridge. This is one you can do in bed again if it's just too much to get down on the floor. But these are kind of like the king of glute strengthening. The important part is you want to make sure you're not overarched. If you see that, like how I can put my arm through here, you do not want to be like that as you lift up, okay? Because it's just going to put strain on your lower back. All right, what you want to do is, this is a pelvic tuck. You see that right there? I tilted my pelvis back, okay? Now I'm connected to the ground, okay? From this point, that's when you try to lift up and get a nice full hip extension here. Okay.
Yep.
And lower. Okay. So you can do sets of 10. All right. And you just think of staying in that pelvic tuck and squeezing those glutes. When your glutes are stronger, your gait, your walking gait becomes stronger. Okay. So I'll think more on that though, and I'll see if I can give you something for the toes too. But my knee-jerk reaction is to think that it may be that there's a weakness in another area that's causing that issue for you. So I would consider putting some glute bridges, and if you can stand while you're doing it with the chair, some side legs, or those seated abductors.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And we have comments. Karen says, good morning. Thanks again for sharing your positive chair workout energy on this lovely summer day. Peace and blessings. And hi, everyone. This is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis and Barbara from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Westchester County Legislator Ruth Walter, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.